Hello, all the kings, men. Welcome to another Friday assessment. I am so overjoyed to just be here to speak to you again on another Friday assessment, just to encourage you to be the best you. This week, we are in the Friday assessment is always about assessing your week. And so that's why we want to come here. We want to come here on a weekly basis, prepared to say, okay, what happened this week? What went well this week? What didn't go right this week? What didn't go so well this week? What adjustments can I make? What adjustments can I make in these next few days, or these next couple of days, or even these next couple of hours, to make the necessary adjustments that I may have great success going into this next day or this next week. So today, we want to talk about vision. It is so important, we know, in the natural to have your vision checked. If you having problems seeing blurred vision, or having problems seeing things up close or things at a distance, you need to have your vision checked. But often we neglect that thing. Why? Because as men, as pride, we don't want to be seen that we can't see, or that we need to have an extra pair of eyes, that we need to have some glasses on our face. Well, I'm here to tell you, man of God, that the same things happen in the spiritual, in our lives. If we cannot see, we do not know the necessary adjustments that we need to make. That's why it's so important for the Friday assessment, so that you could have a vision check, so that you could have a check of what you're actually doing. Look. It's important that you can actually see where you're going. And when you can see where you're going, you can be like, okay, that's the evidence of where I've been. And look, this is the plan of where I'm going, the roadmap of where I'm going. And you start to check the mile markers. You start to check the milestones, and you start to check your path and see that you're on the way where you're trying to go. But if you don't have a vision check, you can't see those things. You won't be able to see those things. You won't be able to see the things that's up ahead. You won't be able to see the roadblocks that tell you to take a detour, to take a left, or take a right. And after you go so many steps and so many days, you need to get back on this path. You need to take a left again or a right again to get back on your path again. So it is so important to have a vision check. Vision is having this mental capacity to actually see where you're going, to see where you want to go. And that's where the Friday assessment come in at. When you make the assessment, you can actually see and make the necessary adjustments of where you're going to be. Because think about it, when you're operating in purpose, you're operating with a destination in sight. Oh my God. Yes, you're operating with a destination in sight. So when you operate in vision, then you could actually see the things. You don't repeat the same things. Because if we look at where we are now, when we look at ourselves last year, we should be able to see that we have grown. But if your vision is blurred, you're not going to see the real thing. You're going to be looking at something that's not the real thing. You know how it is when you go get your vision check. You look at that board, they tell you to read such and such line. And sometimes those letters don't look like what they're supposed to be, or those numbers don't look like what they're supposed to be. Why? Because they're blurred. You can't see the edges. You can't see what's going on in there. Sometimes a 3 may look like a 0, or a Z may look like a O. Why? Because you can't see the lines, because they are blurred. And when they are not blurred, you start to guess. We don't have time to guess when you're operating in purpose. We need to walk according to what the word says, circumspectly. We need to walk assured by faith. We don't need to be like, okay, I know this might not be what it's supposed to be, but I'm going to go anyway by faith. Even though you know that you're supposed to be checking your vision, even though you know you're supposed to be assessing, that's not walking by faith. That's walking by what we call ignorance. And if you continue to walk in ignorance, you can't continue to walk in, and you can't continue to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's called insanity. Insanity is basically not ignorance anymore. Insanity is doing something that you know is wrong, that's not getting you to your destination, and you knowing that you need to make adjustments. And in order to make the adjustments, you have to assess. I know it's not easy. I know it's not something you want to do, but that's when change comes about, when we face the facts of life. Yes. You face the facts of life. You got to remember faith is what? The substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. You hope. Hope is what? Hope is an expected end. So you can have an expected end. But you know what? You got to have faith in the meantime. That means that you got to do what? What? You got to work. Why? Because faith without works is dead. That means that you got to do the work. What is part of the work? Having the assessment, doing the assessment. You can't just go there and work, and just speak without doing anything. Make the necessary adjustments in your life. Have the vision. In order to get the vision, you got to do a vision check. How you do a vision check? You make the assessment. What am I seeing? What am I doing? Or is what am I doing yielding the results of what I want to achieve? And what I want to achieve, am I doing the necessary things? So it's important, all the King's men. Check your vision. I know we have annual vision checks. All the King's men, we have in weekly checks, but you can have daily checks, especially when we talking about the word, walking according to what God says. We need to have those daily vision checks. You need to spend time in the word. So now I'm talking about spend time on a weekly basis assessing. Are you reaching your goals? Are you reaching where you want to go? Are you walking according to purpose? So all I'm saying, all the King's men, is that we need to check our vision. Vision is so important. Without vision, you don't know where you're going. I believe it's over there somewhere in Proverbs. Without vision, it leads the people to destruction. So if you don't have your vision to where you can see, I know in the world we say 2020, but if we're not seeing through the eyes of God, it will lead you to destruction. That's why it's so important that we assess our steps, assess the action that you have been taking. Why? Because the road that you may be on may be leading you to destruction instead of purpose. So all the King's men, all I'm saying is assess where you are today. Assess if it's taking you on the right road, or it's taking you on a detour and you didn't even realize you was on a detour. All the King's men, assess your vision this week. Be blessed.